What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy, Dominic Rich, and I have a wonderful guest with me here, Steve McCullough, big
What's going on?
Strasbourg fan, big Newcastle United fan. And today, we are here to the Champions League preliminary rounds predictions. You know what I mean? We're going to have a little fun, and it's nothing too crazy. Like, we're not going to do any type of in-depth analysis. We're just gonna pick the teams that we think would make it to the next round, and eventually we want to, follow the whole qualification process up to the Champions League group stage proper.
Mm-hmm.
So, how are you feeling, Steve?
I'm great, man. I'm great. I'm excited. I always love how the UEFA competitions do this because we were talking earlier about burnout, but at the same time, if there's football on, I'm watching. So I'm completely in love with the sport. So it's cool to see, these teams in the qualifying rounds. And, some people might not pay that much attention to it because they're like, oh, they're going to get knocked out. But to be fair, there have been teams that are making Sheriff Tiraspol made some noise in Europe last year, and they started this season they're in the first qualifying round, and last year was the same case as the champions of Moldova. So You never know. You get on a good run. Anything can happen.
And the thing is, like, most people do not even realize, like, the Champions League qualifiers actually is happening.
People pay attention for the playoff round, probably.
Yeah, or just for the group stage proper when it starts, you know. But the thing is, the season just ended. We at the end of June, and at the end of May is when just a month ago, and we're back to competitive football again. So So guys, without further ado, we just want to get into how the qualification works. And there was one round already, which was the preliminary round. There was 4 teams involved, and the draw was made and everything. And La Fiorita of San Marino faced Interclub the Escalades of Andorra. Interclub the Escalades won, and in the other game, Levadia Tallinn of Estonia lost 1-6 to Víkingur Reykjavík of Iceland, which meant that the Escalades of Andorra faced Víkingur, and Víkingur advanced 1-0. And
Interclub Cadillac Escalade.
Yep, Cadillac Escalade, right? So it was not a Cadillac type of performance, by the way.
No,
it wasn't. It wasn't. So, look, what we have here is the first qualifying round. This is what we actually will be getting into. 29 automatic entrants and 1 preliminary round winner in Víkingur Reykjavík of Iceland.
And to add some context, sorry to cut you off, Dom. I just wanted to make a point out. Those 29 automatic entrants and the preliminary round winners are all the domestic champions of the last 29 leagues, minus the 3 that didn't make it off the preliminary. So, Pyunik were the champions of Armenia. Same thing with Cluj and Maribor and so on. So just wanted to add that in there for people to know. So it makes so you can see why the teams got in.
Yeah. So look, the draw was made. The first qualifying draw round was made Tuesday, the 14th of June, and these were the draws. And this is what we're gonna actually get into predicting each and every one of these draws. I'm not gonna get into it right about now, but for how does it work? Teams play home and away with the aggregate winners progressing to the second qualifying round champions path. If teams are level after 180 minutes, extra time and penalties will be played. There are no away goals. Defeated teams transfer to the UEFA Europa Conference League champions path second qualifying round. So if you're defeated, it's not all over for you, basically. So you have somewhat of a cushion, somewhat of a buffer.
A second chance. To get into a European Cup.
So it wouldn't be all doom and gloom if you get knocked out. And I'm pretty sure for the next qualifying rounds, there will be like a buffer to the Europa League
Yeah.
or maybe to the Conference League and so on and so forth. So
Yeah.
we're not going to get too deep into the qualifying, the entirety of the qualifying, but the second qualifying round, 24 teams will be involved. The Champions Path, 25 automatic entrants, and the 15 first qualifying round winners. And then there will be the League Path, 4 automatic entrants as well. So we have some of the matchups already there. So, and they know who will play who in the next round as well. So we could draw context from that to be like, okay, we know the winner will face such and such. But we don't want to get too deep into that. We want to get into the predictions right now because we're not into the business of boring you to death. We want to actually entertain and let you know who we think will move on to the next round. So as you can see here, Inter Escalades and Víkingur Reykjavík. That was the game that was played last Friday. And then we go into the first qualifying round where all the fixtures are right here. So Steve and I will be predicting each and every one of these matches. We have 15 ties. And what we plan to do at the end of the entire qualification process, whoever ends up getting the most right I would have to buy Steve a t-shirt if he, a jersey, a football jersey, or he would have to do the same. So it's somewhat, a fun experience though. So money's on the line here.
Yeah, exactly. I was about to say there's some we got a dog in a fight. We got something to win. So
exactly.
We're gonna make.
So without further ado, Steve, you have your picks written down, right, and ready to go.
I do
okay,
indeed.
Okay. So we have the first one here, Pyunik of Armenia, champions of Armenia, of course, and I was planning to do a deep dive as I told you before. And I decided against it because it was like I didn't have the time. I was doing it today, and I actually found out that that Pyunik actually won their league by one single point.
Yeah.
So it's
against
a team
Ararat. Armenia. I
exactly.
think.
Yeah, it's not a team that I'm very very familiar with. But
they did play Wolves a few years ago in a Europa League game.
Yeah,
like 2 or 3 years ago.
A Europa League qualifying as well.
Yeah.
So CFR Cluj is a team that we are familiar with of Romania. They have been participating in European football over the years. And in terms of predictions, who are you going with for this first tie?
Gonna take Cluj, but I think it will be pretty tough, to be honest. But I do, given the recent pedigree of Cluj in the Europa League, winning against Celtic, I believe, in one of the Champions League qualifying rounds a few years ago. And, they've got a good pedigree in Europe. I expect them to get taken over Pyunik. If I'd pick an aggregate, I would say 4-2. 4-2 on aggregate.
I'm not actually going to give a score. But
that's all right. That's just me being fancy.
Yeah, but I think a lot of these ties are very, very difficult to predict. Like even though you might
very
see some
even matchups.
Yeah, you might see some teams that you're familiar with, and those teams might actually end up not actually qualifying. They will get pushed down to the Europa Conference League qualifying as well. So we might end up seeing a few of these teams in the Europa Conference League group stage proper, and not the latter rounds of the Champions League qualifying. So I'm gonna go for CFR Cluj as well. I'm gonna, we have the same pick, so it's pretty I think it will be a pretty clear cut tie, because the pedigree in Romania is a bit better than that of the local pedigree in Armenia, if you understand what I'm saying, because the better players like Mkhitaryan and Co are playing elsewhere.
Yeah.
So the second one, we have Malmö of Sweden versus the winner from the previous round, Víkingur Reykjavík of Iceland. And we know Malmö, they qualified for the Champions League a few times, and they were in the Champions League last season as well. So it's a team that we're familiar with, and I have to go with Mal. It would take a whole lot of balls to go with the Icelandic team. So I'm gonna go with Malmö.
Yeah, same here. Same here. Look, I mean, this is the same team that beat Rangers in the UCL playoffs too. They put up a decent fight in that Champions League group stage at times. But yeah, I would probably go more Malmö personally over Reykjavik.
Yeah,
there will be times where we disagree on picks.
Yeah, of course, and there will be a few upsets here as well. But right now it's going to be very, very difficult to put your money on it. You know what I'm saying? So look, the next one we have Ludogorets of Bulgaria. They play in green versus Sutjeska of Montenegro.
Yeah.
So Ludogorets, we know, were in the Champions League before a few years ago. I remember they got battered like really badly. I think it was
PSG.
Yeah, somebody really beat them up. Yeah.
Arsenal too.
I think I wonder if I'm not gonna just throw names out there, but I remember they got like a real battering in the Champions League a few seasons ago. So they always have a few Brazilians in their team, and you know what I'm saying, a few players that were supposed to have like a lot of potential, and they end up in Bulgaria somewhere. When it comes to the Sutjeska team of Montenegro, I do not know much about this team, and it will be very difficult to and ballsy to go with them. I'll have to go with Ludogorets here and say Sutjeska go down to the Conference League qualifying.
So I'm gonna disagree with you there. I think there will be an upset. I'll take Sutjeska.
Okay.
I'll take Sutjeska. There is bound to be an upset, and Sutjeska last year, I believe, played. Who did they play? They played a Finnish team. I think HJK Helsinki. They didn't look too bad in that game, but I think the second half they really collapsed. But I think this year will be different for them. So I'll take Sutjeska.
I like that. I like that. We got to keep it moving where we have Ballkani of Kosovo coming up against Žalgiris of Lithuania. So this one, I'm not familiar with both these teams, but when you go on national level quality, you're leaning towards the Kosovan team because lately, Kosovo as a nation has been progressing a lot, and I tend to lean towards the Kosovan team more than the Lithuanian team, where their quality of football has been waning over the years and has never really hit like
anywhere
decent, any heights. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So that might be a weird analysis, but I think it's the only way I could actually analyze teams that I don't really know too much about. So I'm gonna have to go with Ballkani here.
I'm going Žalgiris.
You going Žalgiris? Okay,
I will, because I watched them last year play Linfield in one of the Champions League qualifiers, and they actually did really well, to be fair. So I'm actually gonna go with them, to be honest.
Okay,
I'm gonna go Žalgiris.
All right.
Žalgiris.
That's another left field prediction by.
Either one is left field. To be fair, you think that this is a pretty close game on paper.
Yeah, I guess we could come to that conclusion.
Yeah,
definitely. So look, we're gonna keep it moving, and I think we're doing well, and we're moving along well.
Yeah.
And the next team that we're gonna touch on is the New Saints of Wales, coming up against Linfield of Northern Ireland. So this is a derby of some sort.
A battle of Britain.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm not gonna act like I've been watching the New Saints and Linfield play, but I'm leaning towards Linfield here because both teams are always finding themselves in the qualification rounds of either the Europa League or the Champions League, but they never make it as far as to where we do recognize them as household names in this UCL competition. So I'm gonna have to go with the Northern Irish team here, and hard luck to best of luck to both teams, but I'm leaning towards Linfield.
I think I'm gonna go Linfield too, to be fair.
Okay.
But I am a bit worried though, because like I said, when I watched them play Žalgiris, they really struggled, and I didn't expect it. But I think Welsh football in general, the league system at least, it's not very strong at all, even compared to Northern Ireland. So I think I'm gonna go Linfield, but I'm not exactly confident in that. So we'll see. We'll see though. But I'll go Linfield.
And by the way, guys, Steve does watch a lot of. I thought I watched a lot of football, but this guy, man, he watched a lot of football, man. And the MLS is actually going on right now too.
It is. Yeah.
Have you been watching a lot of MLS?
Yeah, and I'm actually getting into the Brazilian.
Okay.
Because I want to start getting familiar with these prospects from Brazil that go to Europe. I want to see before they go to these. So yeah, but yeah,
that's smart. That is very smart. The Brazilian league does have a lot of quality.
Yeah.
So we're gonna keep it moving, and that's 5 down. We still have quite a bit to go, and we're getting through it. We're just warming up. The next team, Lech Poznań of Poland, coming up against Qarabağ.
This is a coin flip. This is a coin flip.
Lech Poznań, I haven't seen them in the Champions League recently. I know they're a more Europa League type team.
Yeah.
And for Qarabağ, they did qualify for the Champions League, I think, once.
2017-18.
Yeah.
I've seen Chelsea, Atletico Madrid, and I forget the other team in that group.
Yeah, but they did give a good account of themselves sometimes, but of course, the quality wasn't enough for those other teams in the group.
And they did well last year. They got to the Europa Conference League quarterfinal, or not quarterfinal, sorry, round of 16 against Marseille. So they did get out of the group.
It's pretty difficult to actually travel to Azerbaijan as well. The distance is very, very far. Yeah. So for this one, though, I am going to go with Lech Poznań because, I took a look at their squad, actually, and there's some quality in their squad. And I think Kaminski just left the club, actually.
Yeah, for Brighton.
Yeah, and he was actually a part of their team last season, so there is some quality in that Lech Poznań team, and they've always been doing well in Europe. But I think they would have to do very, very well in the home leg, which is the first leg. Yeah. Because traveling to Azerbaijan is not guaranteed that you might be jet lagged. But I've seen teams recently go to Azerbaijan and do very, very well.
Yeah.
Because that is always the narrative when teams are traveling to Azerbaijan, the distance and and all of that stuff. So yeah. So I'm going with Lech Poznań though. What about you?
I'm not exactly a fan of where Polish football's at the moment. Whenever I watch the Ekstraklasa, to be honest, even as a Pole, I don't think it's very exciting. The only thing exciting about the Ekstraklasa to me is the fans and the environment. I think Polish football teams are really. Polish football in general is very lacking. There's not much creativity. A lot of the same old boring ideas being passed around. And when I watch Lech Poznań, I don't know. I'm not very convinced. And Qarabağ, I'm gonna take Qarabağ in this one, to be honest.
Okay. All right. So Steve is going for. I like this because at the end of it, man,
it'd be boring if I was copying every one of your picks. Then neither of we wouldn't get a shirt.
Exactly, man. So look, we're going for different teams there. I'm going for Lech Poznań. You're going for Qarabağ, and we're going to move on to the next one, which is going to be another interesting one. Shamrock Rovers of Ireland coming up against Hibernians of Malta. So these are also teams that I am not too familiar with. Like, come on, who watches these teams on a regular basis?
I would if I could, but
Yeah, but
Hard in the US.
imagine this game is on, and then you have another high profile, and you have a high profile game on. What are you gonna do? You see what I'm
I have
saying?
2 TVs for a reason.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
I got
you're
2
right.
laptops for a reason, even a phone.
I didn't even think about that, man.
Ah.
I wasn't thinking about that, but I'm gonna actually go with Hibernians here of Malta, though. I'm gonna go with the Maltese team here.
An upset, I would think.
Yeah, and the reason why I'm gonna go with the Maltese team is because you would find most of the players, like you would find a lot of national team players playing for the best club in Malta.
Yeah.
And you won't find a lot of Maltese players playing in a lot of the higher leagues around Europe. But then you'd find most of the better Irish players actually
playing abroad.
Exactly. So I'm going to go with Hibernians here. You know?
I'm going to take Shamrock, to be honest. I'm going to take Shamrock.
All right. Okay. And what's your reasoning around that?
Malta is not a very good footballing nation, and Ireland, well, Ireland aren't really either at the moment. I don't know. I think I'm gonna just go Shamrock.
You're just feeling that way.
Yeah, I'm feeling Shamrock.
Okay, all right.
Shamrock shakes are one of my favorite things ever. So
fair enough.
I'll go up for that reason. I wish I knew something about these teams because I feel so stupid just being like, oh, I'm picking the contender.
No. It's fine though. It's fine, man. Trust me, it's fine because I'm telling you. If we have to go into a deep dive analysis, we'll take all night, man. Believe me.
Right.
You know. So the next team, Shkupi of I think I'm saying Shkupi of Macedonia against Lincoln Red Imps of Gibraltar.
It's actually kind of tough.
Who became the first team ever from Gibraltar to participate in European competition, by the way, last season,
in a group stage. Yeah, in the UEFA competition group stage. Yes, they did.
So that was quite interesting. Could they actually pull off a Sheriff Tiraspol and make it all the way to the group stages? Maybe
that would be absolutely sensational. That really would. Yeah, why not? I'll take Lincoln Red Imps over
I'm
Shkupi.
actually going for Shkupi here.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think the Macedonian team would better the Gibraltar team, and just quality of Macedonian football over the Gibraltar football, and we know Macedonian football is actually on the rise these days. You know,
it is.
Yeah. So that's my pick. And we're going to get into the next day, which is July the 6th. So we're doing this in advance. We're giving it some time to bubble and marinate and, and cook. So I'm not getting you hungry, right?
Nah. Well, I got pizza downstairs, so.
All right. Good. So the next one, Tobol of Kazakhstan against Ferencváros of Hungary. Ferencváros recently made it to the group stages of the Champions League, didn't they?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Molvidi FC is also from Hungary, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Molvidi,
so yep. So I think so. So Ferencváros Tobol. I'm actually for this one. From Kazakhstan, we usually see Astana. And Astana, they were obviously dethroned by Tobol because they're the team that we usually see from Kazakhstan.
Yeah.
And Ferencváros we are also familiar with, but I'm not so familiar with Tobol, to be honest. I'm gonna go with the Hungarian team.
I'm going Ferencváros too. Just for me, too much quality. Too much quality in this Ferencváros side. Henry Wingo. USA Youth International. Sorry, we've got other good players like Edar Sivic, who plays for the Bosnian national team. Same thing with Muhammad Besic. Sivic is a good defender. So they got some good players. Adam Bogdan is one of their goalkeepers, and then the other Hungarian goalkeeper they have Deniz Dubash for the Hungarian guy who played against England recently.
Mm-hmm. The quality is there, and we would need to actually see an upset if Tobol are to move on to the next round. Yeah, pretty much.
So I'll take Ferencváros.
Same here. So the next one, man. Big up to Michael Talks Football. He's gonna love this one. Helsinki of Finland coming up against RFS of Latvia, and I'm not so familiar with that Latvian team, but Helsinki, they have been doing pretty okay recently. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna have to go with them. I'm gonna have to go with them based on quality and pedigree and recent form.
They have a good record over. They have a good record based off the first qualifying round in recent years. They usually advance, so
yeah,
I'll piggyback off that and take HJK.
Yeah, that one's pretty. That one's pretty easy in my opinion.
Right.
RFS of Latvia may have something to say about that, but it's left to be seen, man. So the next one is a good one. Bodø Glimt, who has become a lot of people's favorite team, against Key of the Faroe Islands. And Key is short for a very long name that I'm not going to get into now.
Naspen or something like that.
Okay, we're not going to get too... I'm not going to, get into that right now. But, look, right off the bat, this one I think is a no-brainer. It's somewhat of what do you call a Scandinavian type derby,
Right.
And I'm gonna have to go for Bodø Glimt. This team, what they did in the Conference League last season against Roma, and they got very far. They eventually got dismissed by Roma, but they showed a lot of promise, and a lot of talented players have been coming through that team and moving on to bigger clubs and bigger leagues. So I'm gonna have to go for one of the most inspirational team in world football today, Bodø Glimt, man.
I am going to go Bodø Glimt too, but I am a bit nervous. So I actually do watch. I try to watch Bodø Glimt because some of those elite tiering games are on. They're on the One Football app, I believe. But they have two losses this year. They're fifth place right now in the elite seeding. I believe four straight wins or 4 out of 5. They're a bit shaky. They lost to Víkingur 2-0 or 2-1. Still very early in the season, but I guess they are a bit shaky domestically. You would think that they would have, been battling for top 2. It's still early, but I think Bodø Glimt will advance, but it'll be a bit tighter than people think.
Okay, left to be seen. I like that you mentioned in very early. Guys, we are being very, very, very early when it comes to this season, because this is actually the 2022-23 UEFA Champions League first qualifying round predictions, and most people don't really pay attention to this, and this is something that I've always wanted to do, and Steve and I actually discussed this.
We've been plotting this for probably a few months now.
The back end of last season we actually discussed this, and now we are executing it. And I was on vacation recently, and Steve has been, nagging me. Hey, Dom, we're still gonna do this, right?
You told me to.
Exactly. Yeah. I did. I kind of use you as a reminder to you put a reminder in your Google Calendar and it pops up. That's you right there, man. And we're making it happen. We're making it happen, and I'm very, very happy about that. So we're gonna move on. Diddeleng of Luxembourg, a funny name, very funny, against Tirana of Albania. We've seen a lot of Tirana recently. And in terms of the predictions here, though, I'm going to have to go with Tirana of Albania, simply because of, familiarity, in my opinion. And I know nothing of Diddeleng, man.
I'm going to go Diddeleng or Diddeleng. I'm going to go Diddeleng.
Wait.
To be honest.
But that's not Diddeleng, though.
F91, it is. It's the team that played,
That is Diddeleng. Okay. All right. So then I am familiar with that name, but I'm going to go with Tirana still, though.
Okay.
I'm going to definitely go with Tirana. So not much more.
Diddeleng is the English.
Okay. Okay.
It's the English way of saying it. So on the UEFA website, they have it as the French way.
Oh, I see. I see. So guys, we actually learning things as we're doing
You
this
learn
as
something
well.
new
So
every day.
exactly. So you're going with Dude Launch, right?
Diddeleng. Yeah,
Yeah.
I am. I am.
But Luxembourg.
Luxembourgish.
Yeah. They, pardon me, guys. Yeah.
Luxembourgish football,
Yeah.
I'm assuming.
Yeah. Yeah. You say what I want to say. You know what I want to say.
It's not as strong you would think as Albanian.
No, but I want to say that both of these countries have been actually showing a lot of promise recently.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it could trickle down into the club football as well.
Yeah.
So we're gonna move into the next one. Zrinjski of Bosnia and Herzegovina against Sheriff of Moldova. This is gonna be very, very interesting.
That is tough. That's quite tough.
This is gonna be interesting.
Mm.
But I can't go against Sheriff.
I'm gonna take Zrinjski.
Nah, how, bro? How?
Because I think that eventually you run out of juice. To be honest, and to be fair, Sheriff have had a few transfers out. I believe Cristiano, their left back, left for Brazil.
Mm-hmm.
They've had a few other transfers going out, so I think there might be a little. It's not the same exact team.
I'm
gonna go Zrinjski Mostar for me.
Okay, we'll start have as I discussed before. Yeah. We will start having more context in terms of transfers, and this is maybe something that we could do in between.
Yeah.
We could talk transfers for these clubs that's involved in the Champions League qualifying as well as something a little extra. So we know exactly what's going on with these clubs in terms of ins and outs, because you would think Sheriff, with the success of the Champions League last season with beating Real Madrid and picking up some good results during the group stages, and then going into the Europa League, you think they'll and their marketing and everything, they will have made a lot more money that they could invest in their club, and players market values would have went up and all of that good stuff. But you're going against them, man.
I am. I think eventually the magic runs out.
Okay.
Eventually it does. I mean, they're losing their left winger Bruno. He's leaving to Ammonia Nicosia. Adama Traore scored one of those goals in Champions League. He is leaving for Ferencváros, so we'll see him in a different club.
Okay.
So there are some departures. A lot of those players were looks like loans.
Well, let's see how they transition though.
Yeah.
Let's see how they transition from last season's success into this new season.
Yeah.
And we have a familiar team in Maribor.
Yeah.
I can remember getting smashed badly as well.
Liverpool.
When they were in the
group stage.
Yep, when they were in the Champions League. And we have Shakhtyor of Belarus.
I actually watched them yesterday. I watched them yesterday play Torpedo Zodyo in the Belarusian Premier League. It's on YouTube.
I just want to say, guys, do not sleep on Steve. That's all I want to say. Do not sleep on this dude right here. You know what I'm saying? Do not sleep on him. He's very knowledgeable. He watches a lot of football, and you saw him on the channel last season, and you'll be seeing a lot of him this season as well. I think you got a little busy with the whole Newcastle thing. And by the way, man, I never got to say, but congrats. You guys were man. You guys, that was a hell of a bounce back, man.
That was.
You know what I'm saying? That was a great bounce back, and it must have been a great journey following that. And now to see all of the outgoings, I think you and I had discussed a lot of the possible outgoings, and all these incomings now, man. You're looking like a proper unit coming for next season, where you could actually qualify for Conference League, maybe. What you got there?
It's actually a Maribor kit.
Okay. And
17-18.
Steve is also a collector of kits. Like, I have a lot of kits myself, but I slow down, but you're not slowing down at all.
Not at all.
Wow. Yeah, I can't. I could switch my camera, but I don't want to do that right
That's
now.
fine.
I don't want to do. I don't want to. I don't want to do that. The next thing we lose the footage.
I know, right?
So I'm gonna actually go with Maribor here, though. I'm gonna go with Maribor to go through over the Belarusian team.
I think I am too, but one thing I've observed about Shakhtyor is they play nice football at times, but a lot like yesterday against Torpedo, I believe the stats would show that Shakhtyor dominated the ball more and had some more shots on goal, but they weren't clinical enough. There were a few missed chances. And Torpedo, when they had their chance, they took it. So I would say that's something that Shakhtyor got to work on, some finishing. They're doing relatively all right in the league. But
okay, good. Thanks for the context there. You know what I mean?
Of course.
And we have the last one, guys. Slovan Bratislava of Slovakia coming up against Dinamo Batumi of Georgia. And interestingly, for those of you guys who don't know, Kavica Kvaratskhelia, who just transferred to Napoli, was a part of
from
this
Dinamo.
team. Was part of this team last season, and he scored against Spain, where Georgia almost upset Spain. And that player, Kvaratskhelia, is definitely one to watch in the Italian league next season for Napoli.
Yeah.
You know, replacing the outgoing what's his name? Insigne. So
Lorenzo Insigne.
Yeah. You have some unknown quality, some players coming out of obscurity here. And I did put out a YouTube shot that says, remember the name Kavica Kvaratskhelia.
Yeah.
And that has always been picking up traffic. So I'm glad that I kind of, you know what I mean, in a way predicted the future, you know what I'm saying? Like I saw the potential in the player. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I'm actually going to go for, even though they're going to lose one of their talismanic player, I'm going to go for the Georgian outfit over Slovan Bratislava, by the way. It's a left field pick.
Give me Slovan.
It is a left field pick because you know, historically you would go with Slovan Bratislava, but I'm gonna go with Dinamo Batumi here.
Okay. I'm gonna take Slovan for me.
So that's 15 predictions made for 15 ties. Let's see who get the most. You know what I mean? I hope I get over 10 right. And let's see if I beat Steve this round as we go into the next round, which would be the second qualifying round, which is if we go into the second qualifying round as we land the plane, we would go down here. This is the first qualifying round, and we go down to the second qualifying round. You should have some information on that, but let me see.
That's the second leg.
Yeah. Second leg. The third qualifying round draw. So let me see what we have here. I think we have some. We're not gonna get into this right now because we're just gonna confuse ourselves. But we have a few teams already lined up for the later rounds, like Zvezda, Apollon Limassol. You see the league path. Teams like Benfica and the Rangers do have to go through Monaco, Sturm Graz, Union, St. Galois. You know, we're going to see some fresh teams in the Champions League, hopefully, next season. So, guys, man, it was fun. We never really meant to do this live. That's why I never really, you know, interacted with the people in the chat. Because we meant to actually do a private live, but it was actually nice to have the live audience with us. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and we're so used to doing this that it didn't even faze me, bro. We could have had 500 people in here. I would have ignored every single body in the comments because that's not the format of video I wanted to put out, because it would have taken us an hour to do by going into the comments and, you know, and going on and on and on. But I do appreciate everybody who tuned in. My vacation was great, by the way. And I'm still transitioning back into the content creation as well. You know, Steve, it was nice having you. And we're doing this as a mini series going up to the Champions League. And hopefully I'll get you to come on for the main Champions League when the group stage comes around and the other rounds as well. You know what I'm saying? So, look. We love you, but we do have to leave you before we reach 40 minutes. You know, we want to keep it under 39. So Thanks for watching. From Steve and I, make sure you drop your predictions down below. Like the video if you haven't yet done so. And until next time, peace out. Rich Squad. Peace.